Stand here 2 millennia ago, and you would
Bathed in
not
the
see
harsh
a quiet
Mediterranean sun,
ancient
the
town.
limestone
You would see a sprawling, blindingly golden metropolis. This was the most fiercely contested piece of land on Earth, and in just a few decades, it would be wiped completely off the map. Welcome to Jerusalem in the 1st century AD. This is the twilight of the Second Temple period. Rome controls the Mediterranean, but Jerusalem plays by its own rules. King Herod the Great has completely transformed this mountain fortress. He turned it into a monumental wonder of the ancient world. It is a place of staggering wealth, brutal politics, and absolute devotion. Today, we are going to walk its ancient streets. We will witness the absolute zenith of this legendary city, right before the Roman Empire burned it all to the ground. Imagine approaching the city from the Mount of Olives. The sheer scale of Jerusalem hits you immediately. Massive limestone walls wrap around the valleys like an impenetrable shield. These are not simple battlements. They are colossal barriers built to withstand the greatest armies on Earth. At the highest point, a brilliant flash of gold blinds you in the sun. That is the Second Temple, the beating heart of the Jewish world. During major festivals, the city's population swells to unimaginable numbers. Hundreds of thousands of pilgrims flood these gates. They come from Egypt, Greece, Babylon, and Rome. They endure weeks of brutal travel across deserts and oceans. They speak a dozen different languages, all converging on one sacred mountain. Step through the southern gates and enter the lower city. This is where the true pulse of Jerusalem beats. The streets are narrow, chaotic, and fiercely alive. You are immediately hit by a wall of intense and overwhelming aromas. Burning frankincense mixes with roasting lamb and raw spices. Merchants aggressively shout their prices in Aramaic and Greek. Money changers sit at heavy wooden tables, weighing silver coins. Every pilgrim must convert their foreign currency into the Tyrian shekel. It is the only acceptable money to pay the sacred temple tax. Look around you at the suffocating crowds. Priests in white linen weave through the dusty, crowded streets. Roman soldiers patrol the corners with hands resting on their iron swords. Tension hangs dangerously thick in the air. A single spark in these streets could ignite a massive rebellion. Now, look up toward the Western Ridge. This is the upper city, the exclusive domain of the elite. Here, the noise and grime of the lower markets completely vanish. The streets are wide and paved with perfectly cut, massive stone slabs. Wealthy priests and aristocratic families live in sprawling, isolated mansions. These homes feature beautiful Roman-style mosaics and private courtyards. They have their own private ritual baths carved deep into the bedrock. From their balconies, the elite look down upon the crowded masses below. They enjoy a life of extreme luxury, protected by high walls and paid guards. To the north, Herod's royal palace completely dominates the skyline. It is a fortress of terrifying opulence surrounded by lush, watered gardens. 3 massive defensive towers stand guard over the royal compound. They are built of solid rock, designed to survive an apocalyptic siege. But everything in this city bows to the Temple Mount. As you approach the grand staircase, the sheer engineering defies all logic. Herod expanded this platform into the largest sacred site in the Roman Empire. It is the size of 26 football fields. Massive retaining walls hold up the mountain itself. Some of these stone blocks weigh over 400 tons. To this day, modern engineers do not know exactly how they were moved. Walk through the towering gates and enter the Royal Stoa. It is a vast basilica with hundreds of towering Corinthian columns. Beyond it, lies the inner sanctuary, strictly forbidden to foreigners. The sanctuary doors are plated in heavy, impenetrable Corinthian bronze. The exterior walls are covered in massive plates of pure gold. When the morning sun hits the temple, it radiates a blinding, divine light. Ancient historians claimed it looked like a mountain of snow and fire. Inside the deepest chamber lies the Holy of Holies, a room of absolute silence, entirely empty, waiting for the divine presence. But this golden age is built on a deeply fractured and fragile foundation. Just north of the temple stands the Antonia Fortress. 4 massive stone towers cast a dark shadow directly over the sacred courts. This is the heavily fortified Roman garrison. Legionaries watch every single movement of the Jewish crowds below. They are vastly outnumbered, hated by the locals, and constantly on edge. The Roman governors demand crushing and unforgiving taxes from the population. Radical factions, known as the Zealots, are quietly gathering weapons in the shadows. Assassins hide curved daggers in their cloaks, waiting for the right moment. Jerusalem is not just a holy city of prayer. It is a highly pressurized time bomb waiting to detonate. In the year 70 AD, that bomb finally exploded. The Jewish people rose up against the supreme might of the Roman Empire. The imperial response was swift and merciless. 4 Roman legions surrounded these magnificent limestone walls. They starved the population, breached the gates, and slaughtered thousands. The magnificent Golden Temple was set completely on fire. The heat was so intense that the gold literally melted into the cracks of the stone. Roman soldiers tore the very blocks apart to extract the precious metal. The Jerusalem you just walked through was utterly erased from existence. Its towering monuments were reduced to ash and rubble. But the foundation stones remain. History never truly disappears. It simply waits beneath the ground, ready to be uncovered once again. If you want to see more ancient worlds brought back to life, subscribe now. Tell us in the comments which lost city we should resurrect next.